the president calls it terrorism. And when there are terrorists that are trying to harm Americans in the form of fentanyl and the millions of deaths that we've seen in this country due to these drugs that are being illegally smuggled into this country, why would we not want to protect Americans? That is the bottom line. That is the reason for all of this.
Well, that's sort of a partisan hyperbole. Really does not consider Americans' best interest, and certainly not our physical security of American citizens on the streets here in the United States. It's purely for political posturing, and it needs to stop. This is an issue of national security. It's an issue of physical security of far too many Americans and families that have been hurt and damaged by the narcotics trafficking. But it's also one of grave national security issue. For far too long, the United States government has ignored the national security threat brewing south of our border. The Chinese have the largest embassy that does more than just stamp visas in Bahamas, and they have a listening base in Cuba. And the Russians have been training up other countries beyond Venezuela in advanced weapons. This is not something that we should have allowed to occur with at least somewhat of a diplomatic and a much more forceful response years ago. So it's unfortunate that it has to be this aggressive, but this is a result of decades of neglect. And it's good to see President Trump taking the fight to our enemies and basically allowing the people in the region of Latin America to have their voice again.